Brodes Media.
Hassan Reddick is choke slamming people out of the second half. Dude, Nolan Smith gets a sack. How about Jordan Davis? Josh Sweat is a monster. This defensive line, the Miami Dolphins could not run the football. You force them to be one-dimensional. And you're doing this with Eli Ricks, Gardner, Josiah Scott. All right, you're extremely banged up, and they did a hell of a job. Sean Desai with a masterful performance. That dude's firing me up on the sideline, celebrating with the entire team after a big-time play. The defense was outrageous. And yeah, you know what? There's a problem right now with the few areas with this football team, and the one is Jalen Hurts turning the football over, and the other is still red zone, because I despise, and I mean despise, what I saw in the opening scripted plays once they got down towards the end zone. We're seeing the trash keepers from Jalen Hurts once again. It's problematic, but I do know this. This is why I'm so damn happy and I'm so pumped up, because when it's money time, Jalen Hurts is there. The drive after the pick six was beautiful. You go score 7. It's not 3 and out, and then you punt the football back to them, putting your defense on their heels. No. It's let's go, punch it in, and go score back, and he's making sensational plays. He did have some greatness involved, rolling to his right after we thought that there was a problem with his ankle because he slows down towards the left side of the staying in bounds there, and he hobbles, he limps, he rolls to his right, hits A.J. Brown with the ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous pass, and even the final pass to A.J., my God, what the hell, that was perfect, and even for A.J. to complete it is otherworldly. This team, when they need to do something important, they do something important. A 6-minute and 35-second drive, 13 plays, 83 yards, goes for it on 4th down. Great decision by Nick Sirianni. They put up the graphic on the broadcast there. Well, it's a 2% difference if you punt it or if you go for it. No! Milk the clock. Put them in misery so they know as they're sitting there waiting to get the ball back, damn it, they're doing it again, aren't they? Damn it, the Eagles are doing what makes them special again, aren't they? They're keeping us on the sidelines frustrated as hell. This defensive line completely destroyed the opposition, and you can say all you want that they were working with some backups on their offensive line and their secondary was hurt, and you also factored in that Waddle had the back injury, left the game for a little bit. I don't want to hear any excuses whatsoever, because look what we're dealing with on our defensive side of the football. Edmonds is a backup. Sidney Brown is a rookie and a backup. Josiah Scott and Eli Ricks, these guys, and I'm not trying to make it seem like Eli Ricks is a nobody, because he stepped in and did do a decent job, but if we're looking at what the projection of this team was supposed to be, that's Avonte Maddox. You know what I mean? Reed Blankenship being a leader in the secondary and a safety, it's a lot different than what Sean Desai is working with, and he's excelling beautifully. He's the complete opposite of Brian Johnson in the red zone. This dude's creative as hell. He's willing to get unique and throw different looks, and it's fantastic. I love me some Sean Desai. And what I'm not going to do, which I heard a lot of Eagles fans doing this prior to kickoff, and I understand you're looking for reasons why you think the Eagles will win, and you go with the narrative that the Dolphins didn't beat anybody good. And when they played the Buffalo Bills, that was a loss, and they looked more like a reasonable team. And I'm not going to say that the Miami Dolphins are trash and they can't beat anybody good. I'm not saying that. No, I think the Dolphins are a good team in the NFL. Now, the difference maybe between this year and in years past, if you're looking at a scale 1 through 10, and you say, okay, what teams can win the Super Bowl? And some teams pop off the page on a 1 to 10 scale, and they're sitting on their island by themselves at a 15. It's like, that team's the juggernaut. That team is the team with the crosshairs on their back because they are so lethal. Everyone's chasing them down, and they have that it factor. I don't think there's a team that stands out so far ahead as everybody else, but the Dolphins do have Tua. They do have a creative coach. They have Tyreek Hill. When healthy, they do have some cornerbacks that are great playmakers. They're a good team. And the reason why I'm not shooting the Miami Dolphins down after this one is because what I think that does is I think that diminishes the Philadelphia Eagles in your eyes. You're not giving the Eagles enough credit. The Eagles are a damn good football team, and they just beat a damn good football team. You saying the Dolphins are bad now means that it's a less impressive win. No, this is a very impressive win, and when you needed plays to be made, your playmakers made plays. Darius Slay with an interception. The fact that your offense did their job after that is so important, considering when Jalen threw a pick six, when Jalen fumbled the ball early, which was brutal pocket awareness, he needs to clean that up big time, and Jalen has to improve. There's no doubt that he cannot continue to put this team in bad positions because of making mental mistakes and not doing the proper things out there. That's on Jalen. What I love about his DNA and his makeup, and not everybody has that, is he can put it right behind him and then do insanely powerful things out there and carry his team to a victory and put together a sustained drive, hit Dallas Goedert nicely. And if you're an opposing team, do you want to get out in front of Jordan Mailata? Because on that pass, which was an excellent play call for what the Miami Dolphins were throwing your way, to get the lead block there, I wouldn't want to get in front of him. You know, this offensive line wears you down. And it's funny because the one sack that Lane Johnson allows in 2-3 years? The last time was week 11 in 2020. That was the last time Lane Johnson allowed a sack. And you got a dope flap in his arms. Yeah, well, guess what? We got the last laugh. And there's a reason why Lane Johnson's flexing his damn muscles when they get down towards the end zone after the big bomb to A.J. Brown. Who's stopping A.J. Brown? Who's stopping this dude? Another game, another week, another 100+ yards. The guy's ridiculous. One thing that bothers me to no end is when you call a flag on the Philadelphia Eagles when they're lined up properly for the brotherly shove, and you can't get the people's eyeballs who are paid to call the plays correctly. They can't figure out whose arm is next to the ball. You know, everyone bitches around the league because they're so salty that they can't stop this, or they can't figure out why their team can't excel at it. I'll tell you why. You don't have Jalen Hurts and Jason Kelce and everybody else that this team has in the trenches. That's it. It's that simple. You don't have to do any more research. I should be hired by the National Football League, and I'll go speak to every team, and I'll stand in front of their team, and I'll stand in front of their head coaches and their staff and everybody in their front office, and I'll have a huge presentation. And I'll say, all right, do you guys want to know why you can't do the brotherly shove? Let me get my red laser here and let me start my PowerPoint presentation. You don't have Jalen Hurts and Jason Kelce and Jeff Stoutland. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I will take Venmo.